Well, welcome back to another update on the tropics with weather goes. Today in the Atlantic, we have some new systems to monitor, one of them being Invest 95L, located just off the coast of Carolinas, that has a medium chance of development in the next couple of days, and an area of possible development in the main development region of the Atlantic that is associated with a tropical wave currently located in Central Africa, which is expected to move into the Atlantic Ocean later this week. And perhaps we could see some development from that particular wave. So 95L currently located at 33.2 degrees north, 73.5 degrees west, 40% chance for the next 2 and 7 days. Now it does have tropical depression force winds. Latest estimate does shows it has 30 to 35 miles per hour winds. But the reason the NHC has not upgraded it to a tropical cyclone yet is because 95L still lacks the tropicality it needs. So it's currently still a non-tropical area of low pressure. It will have to acquire more tropicality before it could be designated as a tropical or subtropical system. So what's the condition looking like for it? Well, here's the sea surface temperature. You can see 95L located at a spot with temperature of 29 and 28 degrees Celsius, which is favorable for development for now, but as 95L is expected to track northeastward, it will begin to enter a cooler region after Monday. Temperature could drop to 26 to 27 degrees, so favorable temperature will remain in the next 48 hours or so, but after that, it will become more hostile to the system. Wind shear-wise, it's currently not the most favorable condition. 95L at the top of the image there, wind shears up to 25 knots or even higher, which is classified as unfavorable as per tropical development. The same would continue for the next couple of days, so that is going to be not a beneficial factor for 95L. But there's one thing that's quite beneficial, that is the humidity that's receiving at the moment. So here on the graph, you can see the blue color tropical moisture that continues to come off the eastern coast of the US has been fueling 95L for quite a while. The GFS expects that will continue for 36 hours or so before the support will cut off and 95L will gradually be infiltrated by dry air. So the conclusion is the time for 95L to develop into a tropical cyclone will have to be around the next 2 days when the conditions are most favorable throughout its entire lifespan. So this is the European model ensembles, most of the members expecting at least a tropical depression to form, about half of them actually expecting a tropical storm. There's certainly more support for this system to develop comparing to the last few days from this European model. Trajectory rise, the disagreement is quite marginal, most of them expecting a route towards the northeast and it will enter extratropical storm by Wednesday. So this is GFS forecast for the Atlantic Ocean, expecting 95L there to develop into a tropical storm by Monday. Then it will move northeastward before turning into an extratropical storm by around Thursday. And then look at that, another tropical cyclone developing from the wave of tropical moisture near the eastern coast of US. This one could be a weak tropical storm hitting the Carolinas later this week. You probably noticed the GFS actually not expecting any tropical cyclone in the main development region this week, despite the NHC actually labeling an area of interest, as we mentioned earlier. That is quite interesting because the European model expects a tropical cyclone to actually form there, and it could be a tropical storm or even a hurricane, based on the European model forecast. What the GFS is expecting is that a tropical storm to form off the coast of Bahamas much later, hitting the South Carolina state, but of course, this is a very long-range forecast and there is quite a few uncertainties for that. And at the moment, I'd suggest only take the forecast for this week seriously. So at the moment, not a lot of threats to land at the moment. 95L could bring some rain showers to the Bermuda, but to the main US land and coastline, nothing too significant is expected, but we need to watch out for those tropical moisture coming off the coast of the US that could bring rain showers or even possible slight tropical cyclone development there. So, Eastern Pacific Ocean, still quite a few systems active. Gil, who has hurricane status just a couple of days ago, has now weakened into a tropical storm now. We do have another system on the horizon, 90E, high chance for development in the next 2 and 7 days, up to 80% in the next 2 days, and 90 in the next 7 days. That is significantly high. We could see a tropical cyclone forming there pretty soon. And another area of interest behind 90E, we still cannot quite see the actual system or area of interest yet, but the NXC is designated it having 50% chance of development in the next 7 days. So here is Gale, more and more convection losing as we speak now. Circulation has been much less visible in the last couple of frames, just really emphasizing the speed of this weakening trend. Still currently estimated to have winds around 60 miles per hour, but I think it's definitely lower than that. It's entering quite unfavorable conditions, so it's not going to last long. Could turn post-tropical storm pretty soon. Here's 90E blowing up significant amount of convection there, some really high cloud tops flaring up around the center, a small portion of them. A great outer flow as well, still quite messy in terms of the cyclonic structure. No real viscosity or circulation for now, but it will certainly put itself together for some development under the relatively favorable condition provided by low wind shear and warm sea surface temperature, in addition of the good humidity as well. GFS forecast for this region, Gale is going to weaken continuously, 90 there, developing quickly into a tropical storm, going to move northwestward, then it could peak as a high-range tropical storm. And then the area of interest we were mentioning earlier, this one could develop into a tropical storm, closer to land in this case, brushing off the coast of Mexico, before weakening as it enters a more northern altitude. So this is the Western Pacific Ocean, tropical storm Bailu and Krosa, both active still. Bailu located just to the southeast of Tokyo, Krosa beginning its transition into extratropical cyclone, and 95W, who has a high chance of tropical cyclone development, I remember is still only designated as low chance yesterday, so this one is developing quite fast. Could be our next tropical storm in the Western Pacific pretty soon. So, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you up on the next update. Peace out.